Site Development Plan. Ano nga ba itong drawing ito? What is the importance of having a site development plan in an actual working drawing? Today's tutorial, ang gagawin naman natin is to identify the steps on how to construct or to draft a simple site development plan. Once again, this is Coach Gene of Drafting Lifestyle, and welcome to our channel. Ang isang site development plan ay isa sa pinaka-importanteng requirement sa pag-draft ng isang residential house. For early beginners of drafting or early learners of drafting, one of the most important requirement is to learn how to draft site development plan. Sa mga grade 9 students, they are learning how to do it in a manual way with the use of protractor, T-square, triangle, Oslo, and pencil. So that is one way on how to draft the site development plan. Today's tutorial, ang ituturo naman natin sa inyo o ituturo ko sa inyo is how to draft the site development plan for a residential in an AutoCAD operation. Okay? Pero bago ang lahat, ano nga ba ang site development plan? As you can see here on the screen, it says here, site development plan is the outline and measurement of the proposed building and its placement on the property. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito ang isang working drawing kung saan ang proposed na itatayong floor plan or yung floor area or yung construction talaga ng bahay ay gagawin. Okay? That is one most important requirement kasi it is true that floor plan is the most important part of the working drawing, but floor plan should really be reliable and valid when you are going to draft the floor plan that it should meet the size of the lot. So, ibig sabihin, bago tayo makapag-draft ng floor plan, kailangan muna nating alamin kung ano nga ba ang size or laki ng isang lote, and this falls under site development plan. We could also define here that the site is an area of a land available for construction, or the lot on which the building is constructed. Building site may be single or a series of lots or a subdivision. Okay? And then, we also have to define here what is a lot. A lot is a piece of land of a specific size. A subdivision is a large tract of land that is being developed. So, ibig sabihin, may kaiba-iba palang klase ng lote. Okay? A good example of site development plan ay itong nakikita ninyo sa screen. Okay? This is a sample of a site development plan that has already been constructed. So, it proposes here the property lines from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. It also places here the lot number and including the proposed area of the structure. Okay? So, paano nga ba ito gagawin? Let us start. Looking here in our screen, we have our long bond paper setup. Kasi last video na ginawa natin, ang tinuro ko naman sa inyo on how to print your activity on a layout space using an A4 size, and including a new border style na ginawa natin. And it includes also inserting pictures sa ating work. Pero dito, sa activity natin for site development plan, we are going to use our long bond paper. So, how to start? The first thing you have to do is to set up your units. Isa sa pinaka-importante sa pag-draft ng site development plan in AutoCAD is you have to change your units. So, changing the units by typing units, then enter. And then, this time, you have to choose dito sa angle type, you have to choose from decimal degrees to surveyor's unit. This is one of the requirements that you are going to need when you are going to draft site development plan. So, dito, since we are already on 2 decimal digits, wala na tayong kailangan palitan, and then make sure na nasa meters talaga tayo ang insertion scale natin. Once we already have our surveyor's unit, you just press OK. So, dito, magsisimula na tayo sa pag-draft. So, I have here a sample of a bearing point wherein ang mga positions ng bawat mga plotting. So, there are times, 4 lang ang kailangan nating plotting. That there are times sa mga ibang lote, they have 4, 5, or 6 plottings or bearing points na nag-exist. Okay? So, how to start with our activity is coming here. I'm going to put this on the side and then move closer. So, I'm going to type first sa ating keyboard ng PL, polyline. Okay? So, enter. So, ang sinasabi nito, specify first point. So, this time, mag-specify tayo sa pinaka-certain position talaga ng AutoCAD. So, I'm going to type 1, tab 1, and then enter. So, as you can see, magsisimula tayo sa pinaka-origin position ng AutoCAD. And then, let's insert first. And then, this time, we will insert the bearing points of the lot. So, I'm going to turn off the F8 so that I could freely move the cursor in any direction. So, let's start first the bearing point from 1 to 2. So, from here, you're going to type on your keyboard is the first thing at, and then identify the distance as you have here 6.47, and then greater than in a keyboard, and then place or type the desired angle position of the bearing. So for example, here on our screen, south 16 degree 29 minutes east, then press enter. So as you can see, this is our first position. Then moving here, okay, so nakatama pa talaga sa ating mga ginawang trabaho. So continue na lang natin. So the angle 2 to 3, so same procedure at the distance 18.23 greater than, okay, greater than or less than ba? I'm not really, nakalimutan ko talaga ang anong greater than. I think this is less than. Okay, less than, or the angle sign niya is to have, we have here south 75 degree and then 50 minutes west. Enter. Okay, so that is 2 to 3. So let's have our 3 to 4, same procedure pa rin. Just have at, and then 9.38 as the distance, and then less than, okay, for the angle north 16 degree 29 minutes west. Enter. So we already have our 3, 4. Let's have the 4 to 5 because this is a bearing point of 5 points. So here I'm going to type again angle at the distance 18.26 and then less than, just correct me ha kung less than or greater than siya, sa mga teacher ko lagot tayo. So I believe less than talaga to siya. Okay, less than the angle should be here in our screen is north 76 degree, then 04 minutes east. Then enter, and then here you could just simply type the remaining angle because the angle on the size that we have here, that is 3.3. Okay, 3.3. But you could also just press C to close the area para matapos kaagad ang ating work. So I'm going to move this drawing here or erase this drawing here and then transfer this output doon sa ating AutoCAD. Okay? So, sa ating borderline. So, I'm going to move this dito. Okay. So, after which, remember, this is a 5 bearing point. Then, after that, we have to place circles on every bearing point na meron tayo. I'm going to make a circle here at least the size of 0.2, and then I'm going to copy this sa ating mga edges. For example, from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5, and then automatic 5 to 1. Okay, so this is already our size of the lot. So, but you have to make this more on a presentation drawing by converting this into, ginagamit talaga namin dito is to have a center line. Okay, so center line to represent, or minsan we could also use phantom line to have our property line. So siguro we could also use phantom line. So I'm going to have a phantom line here, or center line most of the time. Okay, so I'm going to make a new layer. For example, lot line, and then sa line type we are going to use phantom, then okay, and then for the line color you can just use whatever color that you want dito ba, and then the size should be at least 0.25, and then just close, and then change this into lot line. Okay, so phantom line, mas presentable and mas professional siya tignan. Okay, kasi may mga draftsman kasi, they are using center line. Dati kasi ang ginagamit ng mga ibang draftsman na kilala ko, they are using center line. Some architects are using phantom line. So either way, you could use this. Okay, so I'm going to change the layers of this, okay, as the bearing point. Lalagyan pa natin ito siya ng text. Okay, so for the text, so for the layers for this, I'm going to place wall, and then including ang road lot. Okay, so here I'm going to place the text here, the information of the lot. So for example, here uunahin natin ang position ng bawat bearing point. 1 to 2, distance is south 16 degree. On how to press degree, just press %% B, lalabas ang degree natin with a 29 minutes east with a distance of 6.47 meters. You just press M, and then here you can just move the drawing somewhere here, and then you could simply rotate the drawing para maging kaaya-aya naman siyang tignan. Okay, so just change the layers this for text. Okay, so dito copy na naman dito siya, or gagawin na lang ako ng text na isa pa, and then I'm going to type for the 2 to 3 south, again 75, again %D, sorry, %D for the degree. Okay, and then 50 minutes west with a distance of 18.23 meters. Click, then move the drawing, or copy ko na lang siya muna so that I can have a spare. Okay, here rotate the drawing or the text para mas maganda siya tignan. Okay, so move drawing. Okay, then I'm going to highlight this, change it into text. Okay, for this one, since meron tayo naka-side na ganito, I'm just going to copy this one, and then ipo-position ko siya kaagad dito. Then, if it's not in the center, move lang natin para maging center siya. And then we will edit the information. This is 3 to 4. Okay? So, I'm sorry, 3, correct na pala, 3 to 4, and then the size is text is north 16 degree 29 minutes, but the distance is different. It is 9.38 meters. So click lang. And then for the remaining na isa, copy lang natin. Taas. Then just move the drawing to center para maganda siya tignan proportionally. Okay? So click lang natin. This is 4 to 5. Okay. For the 4 to 5, we are going to change the angle here. This is north. North 76 degree. 6 degree. 50. Okay. 76 degree. 04 minutes west with a distance of 18.26 meters. And then for the last one we have here, for the text natin, for the 5th area, okay, I'm going to change this 5 to 1, and then ang gagawin natin is simply to change the value here, south 16 degree 29 minutes west, and the distance is 3.03 meters. Okay, so I'm going to place the text here para mas maganda siya tignan at saka mas maayos. We also have to place the positions of each bearing point. So coming from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 1. So I'm going to place here text for every bearing point. So bawat circles may indicated na numbers siya. So here I'm going to type 1 for the starting point position. And then I'm going to change the text height into 0.35 since nasa meters tayo. Okay, I'm going to layer the drawing, my text, and then i-move ko lang ito automatic dito sa starting point natin as 1. And then copy ko na lang to siya to the remaining here as 2. And then continuing with this is 3. Okay, 3, and then copy na lang, and then here 4, and then for the last one we have 5. Okay, which makes sense. Our activity coming from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 1. Okay, so here this is our lot plan or site development plan proposed. Okay, so we have to also to indicate here the information of the lot. As for the area, okay, I'm going to change the text height here para mas madali siya tignan. So I'm going to change the area into, say for example, 0.4. Area of the lot is 174 squared meters. Okay, so this area is 174 square meters, and then it also indicates here yung ano ang lot description. So dito, as meron tayong description, it says here lot dash, example lang po to siya, 161. As you are going to have your own 1916, as you are going to have your own site development plan also. Dash A dash 4 dash B dash 2. So example lang po yun siya. Okay, so as the description of the lot. So here I'm going to place these layers as text, so you can move this in the middle. Now also in the site development plan, it's very important for you to identify kung saan banda ang road lot. So in our site development plan, andito po ang road lot. So ang ginawa lang namin, so you can just place here, copy ko na lang to siya, copy dito. I'm going to change the information and then change it into, say for example, ang size nito 0.35, and then I'm going to change the description here, road lot, for example, 1-1916-A7 sample dash TSD, and then description niya dash 09-000-337. Okay, as this description is the definition of a road lot. Okay, so i-move lang natin. Karamihan sa mga road lot natin ngayon ay nasa 4 meters to 5 meters. Meron naman din dati 3 meters lang, pero ngayon parang nasa standard na natin lahat ang 4 meters road lot. So this is an example of a site development plan, but you have also to indicate here the position of the coordinate points or the ordinal point. So for the north, so ang gagawin ko lang is simple. I'm going to make a circle here, for example 1, and then sample lang to ha, offset ng point 3, and then hatch. Okay, I'm going to choose here solid lang, and then I'm going to make a or the northeast west south. Okay, so click lang, turn on the F8, and then I'm going to choose polygon, 3 sides, then specify the center of the polygon, click here, and then enter to change the position or to identify the direction of the drawing. Okay, kulang na siya ng konti, and then trim na lang natin. So here, for example, I'm going to place text. This is north, and then I'm going to add height at this point 4, and then copy, and then place the text here. So you could also do the same sa remaining part. Copy na lang, and then mirror, yes, and then move the drawing here, and then place the information here as south. Okay, you could also do the same procedure para sa east and west natin. So copy na lang, and then I'm going to rotate the drawing, and then move the drawing towards the center of it, and then place here text, copy. Say for example, sorry, this is west here, not for example. Okay, so and then for the remaining, for the last part, we have here east. So east. Move the drawing. Okay, to add more, if you want to add additional designs here, pwede naman, kayo nang bahala kung paano nyo gagawin. So, hash na lang natin. Let's choose solid. Okay, so there are so many ways on how to do this, or there are so many designs that you can also copy. Okay, marami sa internet, pwede nyo siyang copy. Okay, so you could also add descriptions or designs for this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the position of the northeast west south. Now on the next part of our work, to make our work more presentable, we have to indicate here yung line, bearings, and distance of each lines, of each points that we have created here. So simply, ito-draft lang natin dito ang mga distance and bearing points. So I'm going to create here a rectangular object, and then after which, just explode this one. Now I'm going to set the distance by 0.5 on each distance. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, so ang sobra, tatanggalin lang natin mamaya pag sobrang or kulang pa, tatanggalin na lang natin. Now here, first I'm going to make a line somewhere here na hindi na kailangan ng measured for the distance, and then here, lalagay ko naman ang mga bearings and then the lines. Okay, so I'm going to place text here. Okay, and then I'm going to place this as lines. Okay, so lines, then sa kabila naman bearings. Okay, I'm going to edit this one as bearings, and then the third part would be distance. Now here I'm going to place from line 1 to 2. Make sure that I place it on the center. Okay, so move natin, copy natin. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is 2-3, then 3-4, 4-5, and then the last one is 5-1. Okay, so dito sa area, so which means this our work na sobra, so tatanggalin na natin yung sobra. Then place the bearings here. So move ko lang ng konti para maging center ang trabaho natin. Okay, so copy na lang. Okay, dito, and I'm going to place the first here. Says south 16 degree 29 minutes east. South 16 to create the percent, so just type the degree, percent D, lalabas ang degree natin, and then 29 minutes east. Okay, so just move this, make it on the center, and then the distance is 6.47 meters ang distance niya. So I'm going to move the distance to make it more appropriate para tignan siya mas professionally. Now for the line 2, I'm going to place the line 2 sa baba. It says here south 75 degree, edit na lang natin, 75 degree, and then 50 minutes west. So 50 minutes west, and then the distance is 18.23. So I'm going to change this into 18.23 meters. Okay, so continue na natin to hanggang matapos siya. So I'm going to copy this one para mas mapadali ang trabaho natin. Okay, for 3 to 4, ang gagamitin naman natin is north 16 degree 29 minutes east, and then 9.38 meters. So south 16 degree 29 minutes east. Okay, and then the distance is 9.38. Okay, for a 4 to 1, distance is 76 degree and 04 minutes west. 4 minutes west, and then the distance is 18.26. And then for the last one is 16 degree 29 minutes east with a distance of 3.03. Okay, so I'm going to change this, yung mga text natin, into layer of text na ginawa natin. Okay, so I'll change this into text, and then if you wish, you could just also thicken the lines of this drawing para mas appropriate na. Then last part here, is I'm going to place the total area of the lot. Okay, so gagawin ko lang is 178.00 squared meters. Okay, so check. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 174 squared meters, and then copy ko na lang din to siya to place on the other side. Place for the total area or area. Okay, so area is 174 square meters in total ng trabaho natin. Now, to finish our work or to patch up everything here, I'm going to place the work ng site development plan. So I'm just going to copy this one, site development plan, and then place it here. Now, if you want to change the height of the drawing, I'm going to change this to 0.5. Enter. Okay. And then, move natin siya konti dito sa baba. Create a line. Then, make sure naka-proper indication siya. 0. And then, type the text here sa baba. For the scale. 1:100. So, moving here to the opposite side, and then I'm going to layer this as text, and then the other one, yung line na ginawa natin, would be wall. Okay, so move this a little upward, and then there we have it. Now, some architects, designers, draftsmen, they prefer to have this as section. So I'm going to hatch this part and then choose as a 3:1, and I'm going to increase the size to 3 and then place the section to make the work more artistic. Okay, so you have to remember that this is a sample of a site development plan, which we are going to, when you're going to build a house, you have to remember that there are certain provisions that you have to consider. For example, galing sa road lot, you must offset at least 3 meters backward para sa offset niya. Sa side naman, you have to consider that for every opening of windows, according to the National Building Code of the Philippines, it should be at least 2 meters on sidewards and sa likod. Now, if sa likod naman ay daanan, again, you have to make sure that the offset should be 3. Now, some architects, draftsmen, engineers, they don't like to have an offset. So what they are doing is to create firewall. Now, sa firewall naman, there are certain provisions and regulations that you have to remember when you are going to design something like this, a residential ba, commercial ba, or anything that you're going to build on this structure. So, this is an example of a site development plan. Now, I'm going to plot this work para mas maganda siya tignan or kapag magsasubmit tayo. So, I'm going to choose long band paper. So, just have the window kasi nakaset up na to siya. Highlight everything, and then I'm going to choose monochrome. Okay? Then apply to layout, and then to check our preview work. So, you can see this is our output for our drawing. So, this is an example of a site development plan which you are going to do when you're going to have this kind of activity. So, ito ang process and steps on how you are going to create the site development plan. Okay? So, once again, this is Coach Gene of Drafting Lifestyle. Always remember, ang CAD ay isang just as a software that you need to operate. Always remember, everything should be learned on what we call National Building Code. Palagi nasa importante talaga yan. And also, you have to remember the standard practices in drafting. Thank you once again, and mabuhay po tayong lahat. Till our next tutorial.